Hey everyone, welcome back to the RPGames YouTube channel. My name is Ralph. This is Wrath of the Righteous. In the previous episode, we managed to get into Areelu Vorlesh's laboratory. Well, I say we managed, we got sucked into it, is more accurate actually. At the end of the episode, I received a key that would break through the demon's barriers, which means that I can now access a number of areas in the laboratory that were previously locked, and one of those things is actually the barrier around this angel, and I'm quite curious to see how that works. The barrier surrounding the frozen angel shimmers disconcertingly. Alright, Nenio, show us what you got. The barrier appears to have been created from the essence of the abyss and reinforced with spells repelling any living creature not of this dark plane. Well, let's destroy that barrier. You see a beautiful silver-haired woman whose face displays unusual heavenly tranquility. Now you can get a good look at her wings. One looks strong and is covered with white feathers, just as you would expect of an angel, but the other wing, it looks like a framework of mismatched bones, with a grimy purple substance stretching across instead of webbing. It's covered in something akin to scabs and strange scales. The angel awakens and unexpectedly inclines her head in greeting. I do not know who you are, stranger, but thank you for freeing me. I am Targona, blade of Iomede's heavenly host. My captivity, though I was ignorant of it, lasted so long. How did you end up here? I was brought here from the brink of death. I'd been fighting the Balar Darazand alongside a troop of crusaders when we were struck by the echo of Deskari, a demon of terrifying power and cunning, and an old enemy of mine. All my comrades perished. The two demons set upon me like predators savaging a bird. The echo ripped off my wing and left me to die among the bodies of those I failed to protect. And then she appeared, the architect of the Worldwound. Sometimes I'm amazed at the vast power, terrifying or benevolent, that can reside in a mortal. However, Areelu was no longer mortal. She brought me here, she treated me as much as she could, or as much as she deemed necessary. I can hardly remember those first days in the laboratory. Pain, strange magic, purple flames flickering around me. Areelu spent hours casting spells over me. I was chained the whole time, though I was too weak to fight or flee. There was nothing else for me to do but to talk to her, to try to glimpse inside that black soul. I don't know what I hoped to find in there. Perhaps the smallest glimmer of light, hope that all this could be remedied. All I saw was twilight. A veil of arrogance and secrets that Areelu used to keep herself separate from the world. Her thoughts were occupied by some grand experiment. I was of little interest, by comparison. When she had finished her work, she had put me in a deep sleep. A healing sleep, she said. It was necessary to allow my new abominable wing to settle in. I've been in that sleep until now. What grand experiment was Areelu planning when she captured you? Well, I'm guessing opening the Worldwound. She wanted to perfect her accursed wound, the second opening as she called it. The rift was to be larger and more stable, opening a road to Golarion from new abyssal realms. What shocked me that she talked about the disastrous consequences of her plan with total equanimity, as though they were minor details that were but a distraction from the experiment itself. Actually, Areelu sounds a lot like Nenio, in some dark and disturbing way. I also know that her experiment required a mortal soul, perhaps as a sacrifice in some dark rite that would siphon the mortal's life force and use it for perverse ends. I heard, or rather pieced together from what I overheard, that the soul belonged to a child. Areelu, like many demons or demonic spellcasters, has the ability to wrest souls from their bodies, contain them in special vessels. The vessel containing that soul was delivered to the laboratory soon after I was brought here. Areelu was unusually distressed that day. She talked to me more than usual. That's when I learned the details of her plan. I was aghast when I realized that she was discussing the soul of a child. a soul which she likely wished to sacrifice. Cannot describe the horror I felt. So what happened with that wing of yours? It's the work of Areelu. The wing is fully functional. Its creator isn't known as the architect for nothing. But it frightens me. There's more of the abyss in this wing than in the eyes of an enraged Balar. If I were you or your commander, Angel, I would immediately order that demonic wing be amputated. It's corruption that has been placed inside you. The consequences of that will be inescapable. You may be right, Knight, and my superiors in heaven may make the same decision. Balars with the abyss in their eyes, how unscientific. I would have been pleased if she'd sent me anything at all. I'm sorry. So sorry this happened to her. It's terrible. She should never have been. No living creature should ever be treated like that. Why didn't you get out of here or summon the warriors of heaven to help you? Even the goddess cannot hear me within these walls. This place, it belongs to the abyss, not the material plane. Could not call for help, only pray for a miracle. Perhaps your arrival is the answer to that prayer. I know what it's like, being cut off from everything you know, from everything that makes you who you are. The angel's gaze stops on the succubus and flames blaze up in her eyes. Demon! Were you one of my captors? Oh boy, we're gonna have a fight here. The succubus instinctively bears her teeth in response and hisses threateningly. Her claws grow long and suddenly you see the old Arushale, the fearsome demon of the abyss. Stop it, don't even think of hurting each other. The elf girl's word diffused the tense atmosphere like cold water thrown on a fire. Forgive me, I spent too long slumbering and my self-control is diminished. Should not have been so hasty to deem your companion an enemy. What can you tell me about this place? I only know a little. Areelu once let it slip that this refuge is where she wrote the Lexicon of Paradox, the book of dark magic containing the secret of the Worldwound's creation. That means this place is older than the wound itself. Areelu must have created it, or at least part of it, before her great atrocity. I was astonished at the strange way she seemed to speak of this laboratory. It was as if she despised this place, yet she tried not to show it. There was a moment when I wondered if this hatred was a sign of her contrition, but I was mistaken. Areelu Vorlesh is incapable of feeling contrite, even for a heartbeat. She's like a tempest, hurtling forward and sweeping aside everything in his path. Well, I came here for you, Targona. The hand of the Inheritor and I were able to find you. Then I have not been forgotten. I have so much I want to ask you, but that can wait. First, we must find a way out of this dungeon of grief. Okay, let me find a way out of here then. May the power of heaven go with you, if only I could help, but my strength has been drained. Okay, so this way is towards the heart of the laboratory. Now, I'm assuming that this is the exit. So I first want to go and check that old wing, because there were some locked off areas there as well. Okay, so there is two areas here. One is over here, and the second one is through that door. Let me go through this one first. See what happens. So far, not much. A bunch of loot here. Is this leading us? Oh, this might lead us to the same location. Let's see what we find. I'm guessing we're gonna find a bunch of opponents here somewhere. We found another crystal. Areelu Vorlesh used these and other similar crystals to keep a lab journal and record notes on her experiments. So this is the third one, I think, that we found. Now, we need to figure out a way to project them. Oh, we can actually walk up here. We might be able to.
Follow me.
A ripped book lies in the center of the room. Beneath the title in large letters, Lexicon of Paradox, are lines of text written in hasty bold script. A shimmering purple haze rises from the pages. You're about to step over the threshold when the haze glows brighter. The power within you responds, roiling in agitation. But you feel no sense of danger. Rather, it's as though you are experiencing a chemical reaction to this unknown phenomenon. Well, this is the book that details how Areelu opened the Worldwound, so I'm guessing this is quite important for us to figure out how to close it. I don't really like the word "it will serve me," but... Your fingers barely graze the book when a purple glow flares brightly and a series of inscriptions, diagrams and sketches flash by, imprinting themselves in your memory as if you've always known them. Power fills you just as wrathful and overwhelming as in the Battle of the Wardstone, or the moment you acquired the Sword of Valor. Did we gain a mythic level here? On the nature of rifts. That which we call a rift is in fact close to the complete opposite. A suture or a tie. It is the place where two planes are stitched together and meshed to the point of merging. Two types of rifts are encountered on the borders of the Worldwound: short-term natural rifts and stable engineered rifts. The latter allow entire armies to pass freely between the Abyss and Golarion. They were created at points where the fabric of reality formed a specific type of fold, where the material plane was closest to the Abyss. More information about these folds of reality in former Sarkoris can be found in the Temple of Stone manuscripts in the ruined city of Is. Some of my own notes are also held there. I shall only make a passing reference to them here. So we somehow need to go to Is, I guess. At the moment of writing, 5 of these folds have been identified. The most significant one was located near the Threshold Fortress, and it was that which made the Worldwound possible. The second most significant rift, the Maiming of Is, marks the ruins of the famous city. The third rift, the Gates of Midnight, is hidden in the Midnight Fane. The fourth, the Harrowing, leads to my personal laboratory. And finally, the fifth, the Blood of Pelura, is located near the Sarkorian Shrine. All of the rifts within the perimeter of the wound function as a single system. In a way, they are a single entity or offshoots from a single root. That means that closing them separately is impossible. They will disappear only when the source is uprooted, the main rift, that which some people call the last threshold, although it is in fact the true and original Worldwound. The wound cannot be closed using ordinary methods. The very manner in which it was opened protects it from interference. The only means of closing it requires... dun, dun, dun. What a cliffhanger. This is the last surviving page of a book that has been ripped in two. All the other pages are missing. Great. What have we learned? Well, not extremely much.
Deskari's here. Deskari himself. Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If fleeing's your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
Oh, we're going back to the start of the game, apparently. Care to lend me a weapon? I'll try to fight the demons.
Sure thing. Here, take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the hide of a demon lord even. Good luck! Try not to get eaten now!
And this is where we shoot Deskari.
Very good. A dose of bravery or a fit of honor. It could be nothing else. Or perhaps his instincts are hinting.
Milady, this creature is about to die. Shouldn't you...
Oh, there is Suture.
Ah, you got here at last. And you took Lady Areelu's gift. She left it for you, she did. I made sure the gift was safely delivered. And now, I can return to my lady.
Why did Areelu need someone to shoot Deskari back in Canabras?
She needed to spill his blood. The blood of a demon lord is a powerful thing and very useful, you see. It's a priceless reagent. You can make so many things out of it. A wondrous blade, for example, that can turn even a ward stone to dust.
You're not going anywhere, demon. I don't think we can kill him, actually.
I knew that order would end in nothing good, lady. Let's make this quick. Retreat is
Or can we? Was it that easy to kill Suture? Really? Okay. Every lost object in this spacious chamber seems to drum with secrets and formidable power. This appears to be the heart of the laboratory. Oh, we are in the heart of the laboratory now. Okay, so we can open a rift from here. But I do want to look around a little bit. An unsettling light twinkles from the crystal. Lines of mysterious magical patterns spread around it. A buckler.
March on.
Ah, this is exactly what I was looking for. Now we can watch the crystals. Let's see, the transformation experiment.
Day 28. Cullis drill. 4606. Experiment. Transformation. Subject. Areelu Vorlesh. Human female. With a clear affinity for arcane magic. Objective: to fuse a mortal soul with the essence of the abyss. Predicted result: the formation of a full-fledged half-demon on the basis of a mortal being. Potential risks unknown. The death of the subject is extremely likely. I will continue to monitor the experiment for as long as I can.
Well, that's pretty ballsy. Like experimenting on yourself. I mean, at least I can respect that part. The suture experiment.
Day 20, Farast 4606. Experiment, the suture. Subject, former Arachne, subjected to extreme exposure when passing through the Worldwound. As a result of this exposure, the demon was reborn as a dretch, a unique event in demonology. The reborn demon also acquired serious malformations, which did not respond to standard treatment methods. Objective: to assess the threat to other demons to stabilize passage through the Worldwound. The survival of the subject is also desirable for the purposes of further observation.
And then the final one, the secret of great sorcery.
Well, well, it seems that someone has been meddling with my projector without permission. Again. How many times have I told you not to do that? I made this recording for the sole purpose of telling you that when I return, I shall be very, very angry.
Okay then. Let's see if we can grab something else. We did gain a mythic level here. Can we actually run upstairs is what I'm wondering. Ah no, the stairs are broken. Okay. Alright, so let us... Is this stair broken too? Yes, it is. Let us try and connect at least all these hallways together. See if there is another room. And then I can actually open the rift. And Mr. Smartass here walked back through the same hallway that he came through. I mean, it's not exactly surprising if you've seen any of my playthroughs. Oh, we got ourselves some fight. A Marilet and... What is this? Oh, a Directney, okay. It looks a bit off, this Directney, to be honest.
Kneel before me.
But we're gonna hit it nonetheless. And I think the time has come to throw spells. Although they do seem to have spell resistance. Okay, so can you, or can we, kill one of these? That would be great.
Simply business.
That is just one attack. Let's do the Light of the Angels and smite evil.
Forwards.
And then let's see if we can lower the armor class a little bit. Oh, we can. That's only 50,000 attacks, that's fine. That is totally fine. Probably not gonna do much here. Yeah. I think that if we get another turn, I'm gonna just boost the party. Guessing that makes a bit more sense.
Prepare yourself.
Rushale, I really wish you would have killed this creature. Alright, Cauldar.
We won't falter.
That is a start. Can you overcome the spell resistance? Well, with some of them you can. What happened here with this Directney? Does it have some special...
I'll remove this obstacle.
That's not what I wanted to do. Oh wait, we can cast haste actually.
Ba, er, riti. Guide my hand.
Alright, Grey Boar, can you kill it again? Is my question here.
You're in my way.
Only one attack, that's a pity.
Strike with all your might.
Okay, that one is not getting up, that much is certain. Let us try and do this. I'm guessing we're gonna lose Grey Boar now. What else can we do? We need to figure out somehow how we're gonna kill this thing. So, how about we enlarge Grey Boar?
Make your peace.
Grey Boar is still shaken.
We can do it.
Let's see, let's throw some Scorching Rays in its way. That hit. Now what? A Blinding Ray. Why not? Let's try a spell that we have never used before. That didn't overcome the spell resistance.
I will resist.
Okay, now it's dead. Wow, damn, that was so we have two people on death's door now. We're gonna need to do some healing. Wondering if there's a reason why Regil lost the mythic thing there. That's a bit odd.
Tell me, and I'll do it.
Does he not have a mythic level up now? Oh, he does. It's back. Okay, I was worried a little bit.
Onwards.
Let's grab that. Is that the only thing in here? It looks like. Alright, so I quickly leveled up the characters, and now we're going through these hallways, try to connect all the different corridors. The lock has been battered by someone, desperate effort to open it, but the door has been sealed shut. Okay, so that is one connection. While we're here, can we open the rift? Yes, we can. Okay.
Let us be off.
So the rift has been opened. Now we just need to grab the survivors there and get out. Why is this still locked? Not quite sure about that one. Let me grab the angel and the survivors. I unsealed the way out. You are free. Free, then let's leave her at once. May the light of Iomade be with you. Okay. Let's go. To be honest, that went a lot smoother than I was expecting it to go. Let's return to Dresden and speak to Targona. The Gloomy Gorge is being beset, of course. Mark of Terror. All units in the target army receive a mythic rank penalty to morale. This effect lasts for 1 day. Oh wow, okay. Which is the besieged one? Because chances are we might not get there fast enough. Oh shit, yeah. And we don't really have another army that is good enough to go there. So we really need to get Setsuna up there. Okay, we're gonna need to figure that out. I'm gonna recruit a little bit, and then I'm gonna take a look at the Crusade management, and then we're gonna try and break that siege there. We gained level 10. That is something. Now we are gonna need to. It's a pity we don't see the actual status here. We are gonna need to skip another day, unfortunately. I would think Dresden is actually fine. It's just being besieged, while this one has been besieged for 2 days. So let us travel here first and free this one. What do we got here actually? Well, something we can kill almost instantly is what we got. Shall I throw some fire on the Omoxes? That takes care of everything. So might wonder why the Babo... why we won, because the Babos were still there, but that was a summoned unit and apparently that does not count. Let's skip another day. And now we will return to Dresden. Good thing we have a citadel in Dresden. Yeah, so we can kill almost, or we can kill all the succubi in one go. That's very nice. There's a lot of armor going on, but nothing that can be cured with a little fire, I would say. Okay, they're going after the clerics immediately. That is a lot of armor class to get through. What? Oh, we can go again. We might kill them all, though. Almost. See, that's like 800 of them, and they're doing so little damage. They have a lot of endurance, but... And down these go. Yeah, we're not gonna get a lot of damage here. That is for certain. It is gonna it is gonna take a while. This kind of shows why I picked these guys. It's exactly for this reason, for the enormous ability to take damage. Okay, so we got this done, the fate of the attractive impulse. Let's see, an angel is awaiting an audience in Dresden, hoping to share the wisdom of heaven with the leader of the Crusaders. That is good. A young noble has arrived in Dresden seeking the commander's help. He was sent to join the Crusaders by his old father, an influential noble who grew tired of condoning his debauched son's antics. If the young man does not mature or fails to prove himself in the war, the discontent parent will disinherit him. Unfortunately for the young man, he's a drunk, a profligate, I have no idea what that means, and a mediocre warrior who will never find glory on the battlefield. Poor youth is asking the commander to help him by fixing a fight with an opponent who will be weakened beforehand. Once he returns home victorious, he will never forget this favor. Let's see, helping the young aristocrat gives us 5,000 finance points. Not exactly what we're looking for. Denouncing the cheater gives us infernal cavalry. And disciplining the youth unlocks the young challenger, ambitious debutant, and the hero has matured decrease. Okay, let's take a look at those. The young challenger adds 500 military experience. Ambitious debutant gives us Mendavian cavaliers, and the hero has matured. Brave General Tarsival is recruited. Yeah, well, I don't know what that does, but that is what we are gonna do. We're gonna discipline this boy. The young noble is weak and duplicitous, but that is no reason to give up on him. Once he receives decent upbringing, he might become a true hero. All he needs is a chance. And then an ancient gemstone called the Attractive Impulse holds tremendous magical power. By placing it on his gear, the commander will have its power at his disposal. We can put it on gloves, on a light crossbow, or on a meta magic rod. We are using some light crossbows, so that might actually be more interesting. Let's do that. That has been taken care of, and let's now go to the HQ. Champion, I promised to advise you, but now I need your counsel. I've received news that both pleases and worries me. The light of your nobility shines through, and like a beacon, it draws heavenly warriors who come to fight at your side. These angelic warriors set a high example of courage and irreproachable virtue, and many of the ordinary soldiers, especially the young ones, desperately wish to be like them. They take vows, do penance, and train to the point of exhaustion. Their dedication is laudable, but it's not without danger. The strain, both physical and spiritual, may prove unbearable for many of them. Rather than strengthen themselves, they risk doing the opposite. It may leave them defenseless against the enemy at a critical moment. So should we praise their self-sacrifice, or should we encourage them to take care of themselves and moderate their zeal? Tell me about these heavenly warriors. They're valiant denizens of heaven. One part of their soul compelled them to honor the law of creation and steer clear of mortals in their war. The other part appealed to the mercy and their desire to protect mortal kind. And that voice was stronger. These are covert soldiers who left heaven willingly without permission to stand side by side with your people. Let's see, so we can remind the soldiers that it's important that they take care of themselves, or we cannot stand in the way of righteous devotion. The effect of positive morale on the chance of additional action doubles for all units. That is interesting. All units gain the cautious feat. What does the cautious feat do? All adjacent allied units gain +1 bonus to armor class for 1 round at the start of each round. While that sounds interesting, like a lot of battles that I'm fighting are being won with archers, so from a distance, and that means that I would prefer to have a chance to go multiple times, especially with my marksman. So yeah, I'm gonna go lawful here. We cannot stand in the way of righteous devotion. It's the key to our success. I will inform the soldiers of your decision. Hearing that the commander approves of their actions will give them strength. Thank you for listening to me. I will demand no more of your time, but I promise to return when you need my advice or when I need yours. That was a good guess that she would be near the hand of the inheritor. The angel greets you warmly, but her eyes remain sad. Greetings, my rescuer. There were many things I wished to speak to you about, but now I can't seem to find the words. Being free feels exhilarating, but the bitter realization of how many terrible things happened in my absence weighs on me. Never before has my soul been troubled by so many warring emotions. I contacted the Hand of the Inheritor as soon as I got out. Here on Golarion I can freely send messages to my celestial brethren. So I know more now than when we first met. I now know what happened over the years. I was held prisoner. I know that this is the 5th Crusade, driven by desperation and daring like none before it. And I know about the hope you have brought to all of us. I thank you. You are the light in this darkness. So, what did you want to talk about? Talk may not be the right word. I need to tell you something important. Listen, you know the truth about the Ward Stones? How their power is built upon the angels locked inside. My dear brother Lariel and I were supposed to end up inside the Ward Stones, but we both escaped that fate. He perished and I was captured by Areelu. There is something else you should know. Even the glorious herald of my goddess was not immediately aware of this. The power of Ward Stones comes from the selflessness of those imprisoned within them. It is not sophisticated magic that wounds and binds demon, but the angels' voluntary sacrifice, their foregoing of freedom in the name of duty. The truth is, in some rare cases, there is no need to seal anyone inside an artifact to achieve a similar magic effect. There are some such individuals among mortals and immortals who are willing to give their lives to protect others. When this happens, the mortal or immortal can become a living ward stone of a sort, weakening and holding back demons by the force of their presence alone. Unbeknownst to me, I acquired this power. Even immersed in my enchanted sleep, I protected the poor folk who were imprisoned in Areelu's laboratory with me, and Aleandra and Kater did the same at Pelura's Fall. It was their self-sacrifice, so different but always sincere, that protected the temple, not just Pelura's power. The Hand of the Inheritor has long suspected this. Only after speaking to me did he finally realize the truth. He wants you to know, once we have dealt with more urgent matters, he wants to search for rare souls capable of becoming the living Ward Stones. They will be in the vanguard of your crusade. They will make demons and demon lords alike tremble in fear. Living Ward Stones, how can we find such people, and what are they capable of? I don't have the answers to your questions. Being a living Ward Stone, it's more than just power. It's more than a gift. It's a true miracle. Like all miracles, it's extremely rare and is manifested only in dire circumstances. Most likely while we've never heard of such a thing before now. The demon invasion is the gruesome catalyst that has awoken this hidden power in souls across Golarion. But now that we know what we're looking for, we can recognize this special light in others. It will be our weapon in our fight against the Abyss. Did Areelu know about your special abilities? I don't know, she never mentioned it. But something about me piqued her interest. Many of her prisoners were unusual in one way or another. When she left and ceased her experiments, I think that too was an experiment of sorts. Perhaps she even continued to observe us somehow. Can your wing be healed? If there is such a way, it is unknown to me. The wing has become part of me. I even feel that if I were to cut it off, it would grow back, just as deformed as it is now. Its existence is a challenge for me. There is nothing left to do but accept it. We'll have to live, wondering constantly whether foulness is creeping into my soul just as it has crept into my body. May Iomade help me if my fears are ever realized? Are you going to return to heaven? I wouldn't dare. With this wing, with foulness that has become a part of me, how could I enter the shining light of heaven? Besides, I don't want to leave you and the Crusaders. I was meant to join my brothers and sisters inside the Wardstones. Since that did not come to pass, I want to serve the Crusade another way. Wait, I didn't dare ask you before. I wasn't sure I could take the answer, but please tell me how my brother Lariel died. I miss him so much. I want to know what his final minutes were like. He fought until his last breath to save his mortal comrade, and he left his sword to be raised up by another in the future. We ought to do the same, protect each other even in impossible situations, nurture our hope, and know how to give it to others, so that the light we carry now will shine on even after we die. Thank you for your answer. Like a ray of light, it has revealed the path I must follow. And the path for me to follow right now is to put a cut in the video and end another episode. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.